I decided to do this today because, I think that the problem is an epidemic out there. And if I can just help one kid with coming out and taking 3 hours or so out of my day, then I'll do it every day. I was 14 when I first tried my first drug. It happened to not be my drug of choice. It was cocaine. But the real problem started when I was about to turn 16. And I opened my freezer to get a popsicle out, and my friends pointed at these pill bottles that were in there. And they were like, "Have you ever tried that?" And I said, "No." I had a bad day, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." For some reason, I decided to snort it, not swallow it, and I loved everything about it. I realized I had a problem when one morning I woke up and I didn't feel right. I felt anxious and my body hurt everywhere. And I was so naive at that point, I thought it was the flu and I knew what could fix it. And unfortunately, what could fix it was drugs. And later on, I found out that that was called withdrawing. How quickly it happened was, I started doing pills on a regular basis, and I had friends point out to me, like, "You're buying bags of these things." I mean, a full bag of them. I mean, that has to cost how much money? And you're doing them all in like a day? That's not normal. And I just denied and denied to myself, and I started to believe my own lies. And that was the problem. I ended up not even believing myself that I had a problem until I ended up getting indicted and caught 7 felonies. I got indicted by a grand jury for trafficking heroin, possession of heroin, complicity to trafficking heroin. That changed my life majorly. I didn't think it could happen to me because I had this entitlement issue, and my dad was the judge of the county, so it's almost like I thought I had a freebie almost, and that was not the case at all. They had been watching me for, about a year, and I had to go straight to rehab. I mean, I've spent multiple months in jail. I'm still on probation as I'm speaking to you. But if I would have kept doing it, I'd either be dead or in prison at this time. Almost went to prison very quickly. I just was a teenager and I thought I knew everything about life. And, that I was on top of the world and nothing could touch me. And reality slapped me right in the face real quick. Because as much as you don't think that you're gonna die from this, or you're gonna get addicted and end up in jail or with felonies, it happens. I mean, and I grew up on a golf course. I have great parents. My mom's a teacher, my dad's a judge, and it happened to me. And now I'm a convicted felon. And I have to tell a job that every single time that I go and apply for one. You can have a good high school life, and I mean, you don't even want to do that to your parents. What I had to do was, when I was in rehab, I was defiant there, and my therapist there made me dig my own grave with a little billy bucket, no shovel allowed, in negative 20-degree weather. And then she made me write out what my dad would say, what my mom would say, and what my sister would say if I died from an overdose. And then she made me lay in that grave and have a fake funeral. And if you can just put yourself in that situation for 2 seconds, it changes almost your whole perspective. Because you see that that's not only affecting you, it's affecting everyone around you. What I did to my parents and how I made them feel is, I mean, there's like nothing more painful, you know, than, and especially my dad, because we're very, very close, you know, and he was just so sad, and he got really like unhealthy because he just couldn't sleep. I mean, wondering what was gonna happen to me every single night. You know, having to come see me in jail against glass walls. You know, when he was holding me when I was, you know, born, he didn't think that was gonna happen. You know, he wanted the best for me. And he gave the best to me. You know, there was nothing he could have done to make me not do what I did. You know, it wasn't his fault, and he blames himself for all of it. And that is probably the hardest part of all of this.